talked about how important a document it is to have a driver's license. And as you know, they're now changing that law. You have to have a real ID. And I wonder if you can talk about the implications of that, particularly whether that was a political thing to make it more difficult, with what your opinion is, but what the implications are and what we should know about it.
I mean, Ro here is more of an expert on Real ID than I am. Real ID happened after 9/11. We were able in Rhode Island, when we passed, because of your support, the law to have documented is what we refer sometimes, right? So instead of documented, documented. Documented folks keep their driver's licenses. It just shows that it's different, so you can't go onto an airplane with it, because that's why also the Real ID thing is done.
So, what was your specific concern regarding Real ID?
What the implications are for people who are using a driver's license, that there's at least one document that you have that kind of proves that you're a human being.
All right, so Real ID's purpose is so that you can gain access to federally regulated facilities, not just airplanes, but nuclear facilities like a nuclear power plant if you work at one. And so the implication of this is, so Real ID is optional. So whether you're an immigrant or a US citizen, essentially to get a Real ID you have to be lawfully present. So DACA recipients currently can get Real IDs, but if DACA ends, I won't be able to get a Real ID, but I can still get a driver's license. The implication of that is I won't have any documentation that allows me to access those federally regulated facilities like aircraft. In addition, what that means for the common person is that if you do not have a passport, if you do not have any other form of federal ID, you'll need to get a Real ID to access those federally regulated facilities.
And on the issue of driver's licenses, macro, driver's licenses used to be a no-brainer state issue, right? Like, we all want people who are driving on Rhode Island streets to have a license and to have insurance. Why? So that we don't crash into them, and if we do, we both have insurance, right? But because of the absence of immigration reform at the national level, as I told you at the beginning, there's these vacuums being left in the states where anti-immigrants with a very, very, very open agenda. This isn't an agenda of we need to make our cities safer. This is an agenda of these people take our jobs and take advantage of our systems, right? Started targeting, starting in the West and then moving to the East, driver's licenses, right? To force a debate on an issue that was a wedge issue during elections. So that's 100% out there and